On today's Mega News, we're covering a few announcements from Udon's San Diego Comic-Con panel that just happened, including the Mega Man X ongoing comic series being officially confirmed, a possible Proto Man one-shot tease, and I'll have a quick channel update at the end as well. Let's rock! Welcome back to Mega News. I'm ShadowRock, and as I'm recording this, the Mega Man X Timelines comic is coming out tomorrow, which is written by Daniel Arsenal, and the art is by Edwin Huang. Last Mega News, and if you haven't watched it already, I'll have a link in the description below, we covered a bunch of details about this comic, what to expect, and some things I learned from interviewing Daniel Arsenal himself, where he actually hinted at the possibility of a ongoing Mega Man X comic series. Then a bit later, when I interviewed Matt Moylan, the director of publishing, he also confirmed that that's the direction they're headed because Archie's already done a bunch of classic comics, so it makes sense to do X instead so they have something unique under their belt. And well, it's official. So at San Diego Comic-Con 2025, Udon held their panel, and one of those announcements was indeed the Mega Man X comic series is coming fall 2025. Daniel Arsenal is returning as the writer. As for the artist, it looks like they decided to switch over to Hanzo Steinbach instead. If you want a sample of his work, he actually did the cover B for X Timelines, so you can get a little taste there of how he draws our heroes. Not to mention the teaser image for the comic series that's going to be in the back of the X Timelines book when we get it tomorrow. But I'll go ahead and share another example. He also did the box art for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, which is pretty sick, so yeah, I think we're in good hands here. Next, here's an image that Daniel snapped at the Comic-Con panel. We see some additional artwork here featuring all of the Mavericks from X1, also including X0, Vile, and Sigma. The designs here definitely look Maverick Hunter X inspired, but considering they already reverted those designs back to the Super Nintendo counterparts for X Timelines, it's safe to say that the Maverick Hunter X designs are not going to move forward to the actual comic. As for the comic itself, the panel did reveal the cover for issue number 1, which is the same as that teaser image. Wait, hold on, number 1? Isn't X Timelines number 1? Yes, that's right. So Timelines and the upcoming Mega Man X series is going to be two separate things. So when we do get the X series in the fall, it's going to be back to number 1 and so on. We talked about before how X Timelines details the Chill Penguin stage in X1, and how it was a shame that they essentially skipped the Central Highway stage. Well, now this is their chance to go back and do that with issue 1. And yeah, if you can't tell from all the interviews and the artwork out there, they're definitely going to be retelling X1 through these comics. Maybe even X2 and onwards if they get that far. Obviously that's going to come down to sales and everything, but as we covered last time, at least X Timelines number 1 sold so well that they're currently announcing even more covers for it. So I guess with those great sales in mind, they went ahead and announced the full series. Let's hope the momentum keeps up, huh? I guess the only question now in my mind is, now that we have Hanzo Steinbach on as the artist, is there going to be another Chill Penguin issue that kind of retreads the same ground, or are they going to skip that one, or who knows? But I guess we won't have to wait too long to find out, considering that most people go to Chill Penguin right after the intro stage anyways, so that could happen as early as issue 2. Regardless, I guess we could take X Timelines that launches tomorrow as a little sneak preview of what to expect, especially from Daniel as the writer. One thing that we can expect for sure is that Zero is going to have a more prominent role. Hopefully X doesn't lose all of his spotlight, but yeah, Zero's gonna be doing a lot more things for fan service reasons. Anyways, that's enough about Mega Man X for now. So let's move on to another fan favorite character in Red, specifically the one with shades, Proto Man. So just a little background information for those not in the know, but Daniel Arsenal, the writer of the X Timelines comic, his nickname online is Proto Man because he's just a huge Proto Man fan. Well, around the time of the San Diego Comic-Con panel, he posted this interesting tweet where he says, "And an upcoming one-shot teaser. Wonder who is writing that? Wink." And in the image he's showing off his Proto Man pin and patch. So it seems likely that we may be getting a Proto Man one-shot at some time in the future. Maybe it will be under the Mega Man Timelines banner or something else entirely. Not much details on this one, but considering that Daniel is such a huge Proto Man fan, it will be neat to see him get to write about the character that his online persona is named after. And really, it could be an interesting one-shot. I mean, Proto Man is one of the more interesting characters lore-wise in the Mega Man series, at least the classic series, right? With his origins as Mega Man's brother, a prototype, he's got unstable core, and all that. And I do remember in my interview with Daniel, I brought up the way that Archie portrayed Proto Man in their comic, and he replied that there's just some things here and there that he would change if he were in charge. So you know what? Show us what you got. In other Udon news, they actually did also announce the Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate Complete Works. This is an updated hardcover edition of the old MVC Complete Works book, which has been out of print for over a decade, by the way. But anyway, Udon says that this updated edition will have 140 additional pages of material, which, you guessed it, it does include some new artwork from the Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Classes collection, which launched on all modern hardware more recently. They're even including the Punisher, which was in the collection. That's interesting. But besides the Punisher, the full list includes X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, and then MVC 1, MVC 2, MVC 3, Ultimate MVC 3, and MVC Infinite. Of course, for our purposes, we mostly care about the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff because Mega Man is in it. And yep, there is quite a bit of Mega Man representation there, even in some of these preview pages. In addition to a standard edition of this book that's coming to all retailers, the Udon online store is going to offer their own deluxe edition, which will include a new exclusive cover art featuring the women of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 by Panzer. Unfortunately, there's no role representation, not even drawn. What a shame. But don't worry, Mega Man fans do get a little something at least. So they got 6 collectible metal cards that comes with this deluxe edition, and also 6 exclusive collectible enamel pins designed by Jeffrey Chamba Cruz, which does contain Mega Man in that set. Neat. Well, that does it for today's Mega News. But before we go, I got a little channel update. So I'm sure by now most people have seen the wild rumors going around about a upcoming Nintendo Direct, which it looks like that may be announced tomorrow for a July 31st presentation. And a big champion for this rumor comes from Nate the Hate, who also put out a podcast where he did mention that this is going to be basically a third-party blowout in terms of news, and he did mention Capcom as a true highlight for this upcoming Direct. He didn't go into detail what Capcom property, but guess we'll have to see just what he means in a little bit here. And as always, I will be co-streaming this Nintendo Direct live here on this channel, so we can react to whatever may come together. God, I'm really hoping for a Metroid Prime 4 release date. Please, it's about time. But anyways, that's all I got today, guys, so I want to thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned to ShadowRockZX for all things Mega Man, of course. And until the next one, I'll catch you all later. Rock on and have yourselves a very nice time zone.